Here with reaction, Medal of Honor recipient for actions in the Battle of Fallujah, Staff Sergeant David Bellavia, along with Army Ranger, Sniper, Special Forces operator, and co-founder of Save Our Allies, Tim Kennedy. So, David and Tim, thank you for being here. Will they ever get you to eat chemical meat?
Yeah, no, I'll have a hard pass on that. I live in Texas, and even mentioning that word might have you taken out into the street and be flogged and beaten. So, no, that is not an option. I also grew up on a ranch in California. My dad still has cattle on his property. The lab-grown meat is just not something that is palatable for me in uniform or me as a Texan or as a farmer.
David, what does it say about the direction of the military and the treatment of those people who serve and sacrifice by these misguided, misdirected left-wing nuts? That this would be the focus, that, to quote Joe Biden, that the greatest existential threat is climate change, that they would subject our heroes to this garbage.
Well, I guess it's not so surprising that Iran is days away from a nuke and that Putin and Kim Jong-un just got an apartment together. I mean, these are the priorities. They look at all of us like we're lab-grown creatures. They have no connection to something being greater than themselves. And so they think if you're about to send men into combat where they have a 30% chance of coming back alive, that at least they can keep their chins held high because no animals were harmed in the making of our MRE. This is maybe the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
And absolutely none of it does anything to make our military more lethal, which, as last I heard, is the only point of having a Department of Defense.
Yeah, I don't think that these are mutually exclusive things where, I have no problem making sure that we have lots of resources for our soldiers. If I opened up an MRE and there was insects in there and I'm fighting, Koreans or Chinese, I don't care what I'm eating, to tell you the truth. I just want to be the most trained and prepared. I did reach out to the Pentagon and, they're like, no, this is... It was a very isolated test. These aren't things that are going to happen, but I do want to point to the American rancher. I have Little Bell Cattle Company, a small owned, veteran owned, amazing group. They love the American military. They love cattle. They love the environment. They also love putting food on the table of Americans. So I'm always going to err to the side of that blue collar, hard working American that's trying to provide the best nutrition for Americans and especially for service members. Give me that guy all day long. But I also want to make sure that we have any form of protein for our guys going forward to fight. And I don't care what that is as long as they can go and beat the enemy.
And David, we want those kinds of guys and gals serving and fighting for our freedoms. But with the leadership in place, that's the biggest concern. Again, people who are united against a higher cause.
Well, yeah, and it fundamentally, of all the different bureaucracies and aspects of the federal government, the reason why the military has always been amongst the highest approval rating is because of the fact that, we're keeping America safe. We saw that on September 11th. We celebrated 80 years of these studs storming the beaches of Normandy. And it just seems so odd to me that we're looking at the military as a cohort, and we're deciding that the greatest existential threat is something that will impact us in 15 years or 20 years with climate change. There are real threats today, and it's the same State Department. It's the same, the choir, the bell choir from Vassar College making decisions on what we need to be lethal, disciplined, and to make our enemies fear us.
Love you both. Love you both so much.
Thank you for your service and thank you for your wisdom.